What's up, Dominators? Welcome back to the ShiHai channel, and today we'll be discussing about the new Nubatama VR in VBT05 Shura Style Dragon Jamyo Congo. So basically this is the card right here. When it's first released, everybody thought, right, wow, this is super strong. It's not just okay. I mean, in my post I stated that it's actually okay. uh okay, let's move to the real reason why I think this card is somewhat okay in standard, but it's pretty strong in premium. Okay, in premium, because there are a right selection of cards for you to choose from, and the only reason why I think it's really strong is because you have cards like Rene, to actually bring your opponent hand size down to even less than 4. You can Drachma them if you really want for the full BM, and they'll have 1 card hand size in the end. But basically in standard, yes, I understand that this is still pretty strong. Obviously, let's just go through the VR skill first. We are getting off topic right here. When placed and at the end of each turn, your opponent chooses 6 cards from his or her hand, discards the rest. Your sir has grade 3, he or she chooses 4 cards instead of 6. So first, when you read this, it's pretty hard to grasp the idea that it's has two effects if you look at it properly. It was on a Friday when it's released, so it's a Sunday now. I'm pretty late on the train, but like you see the when placed and at the end of each turn. So the effect states that when placed means when you're riding up onto a grade 3 or from your grade 2, so it activates the ability, and at the end of each turn. So this is why a lot of people say the card is a bit broken, because it activates on place and end of each turn. So regardless of whether your turn or your opponent's turn, they have to have uh 6 or 4 cards at the end of their, regardless of whether it's your turn or them. So they're always restricted to at least 6 cards or 4 cards based on if you have a great chain so or not. So it's pretty strong in premium, obviously, because premium you've got a lot of things that you can run. There's your Strike Rene as well to help out with this card. But in standard, what I've actually play tested, yes, I've actually printed the card and proxy the card in some matchups, because problem right with this VR is just the skill, but it doesn't gain any power. So that's the skill is really strong, obviously gain an imaginary gift protect as well, but the power that it gains is just a vanilla 12k power. So you're swinging at a force can for trigger passing unless you have a booster. And your grade 2 turn for Nubatama, if you realize that we haven't received the other triple rare grade 2, which is Tamahagane, which was teased in the album. So you can see right here, your Stealth Beast Tamahagane, with the old skill being on place, you bind off your opponent's rear guard, if I'm not wrong. So yeah, and then at the end, your opponent puts it back to his or her hand. So the V series was teased in this album. Obviously, it's going to be a grade 2 triple rare, most likely, because there are already quite a number of double rares for Nubatama. As you can see, there is 1, 2, 3 currently. I'm pretty sure there are other double rare slots to be filled up for other clans, especially OTT right now, or Narukami. So it's pretty interesting to see what triple rare we receive. And if I'm not wrong, Nubatama being the cheap clan it is, it's only going to receive 1 triple rare, which is going to be the Tamahagane right here. So yes, we're going to see what Tamahagane's skill is going to be and how it will help out in Nubatama's grade 2 turn, because Nubatama's grade 2 turn is very mediocre, and you don't get to hard plus in terms of the deck itself. The deck does minuses your opponent, but at the same time it doesn't plus yourself. You're actually minusing most of the times, and with Mangatsu Gale being the best grade 2 that you actually have on base combat, so blast, draw 1 card, gain 6k, and then if it's on regular circle, end of battle, that attack, shove into soul, you bounce one of your units back to your hand. It's okay, but taking the context that Jamyo Congo doesn't gain power, but yes, it does force your opponent to discard. It's hard to say that Nubatama will have the adequate pushing power to actually end the opponent off, unless you actually let's go with you actually end your opponent off with KFC, which is this card right here. Let's take a look at it. Where is it? Nubatama common, grade 3 common Nubatama. Where is it? Where is it? I must be blind. Shit. There you go. This one. So Stealth Beast Koku Shigarasu. Yes, this card. As I said before, it is a good card, yes, if you're actually able to have Jamnu Kongo skill online and with Kokushi Garatsu and opponent having only one rear guard. It's basically fatal for them because they have to discard 5 cards, 4 cards from their hand and plus 1 card on their rear guard circle. It's basically GG for them because they can't guard any attack. While other cards that I've reviewed for Nubatama in the upcoming set, such as all this triple R, double S, I don't feel the need to run them because I've realized that some cards are really, really, really outright bad. So let's take a look at this card. This card is pretty meh, I would say, because if you want to combine it with Mangatsu Storm, it really clashes together because it calls itself out from the soul if you have 4 cards or less in your opponent's hand, which is yes, it goes well with the new VR. But with Mangatsu Storm, it doesn't really go well because Mangatsu Storm requires a grade 3 in soul, and this is a grade 3 which calls itself out from the soul, so it doesn't really make sense. This grade 2 right here, it's pretty good, I guess. It does give the Musashi skill, and it's most likely on hit because you have a Jamnu Kongo as your vanguard, your opponent has 4 cards, you're not expecting them to throw 2 cards just to guard this guy's attack, but it's still a 5k guard without trigger power or any booster, so your opponent will probably intercept. But in the end, you really have no grade 2 space to actually run this because you'll run Mankatsu Gale most probably, Tamahagane, and then you'll run the soul charging power because this deck still doesn't have enough soul charging power. Moving on to this guy, I realized that you rarely run out of soul very, very often because I'm trying to run within the variant of Mangatsu Storm and Kujikiri Kongo, so I'm trying to test both builds, and both builds I realized that you run out of soul really, really quickly because you're running cards that reliance on soul. So obviously I'm running the finisher of Kokushi Garatsu. Soba's 3 is a very hefty cost to pay, so one of the times where I really can't use this card and I feel that it's really useless on the field because at the same time you do get a power, but if your opponent discards a trigger and checks the top card of your deck and reveals a trigger and adds it back to his or her hand, it defeats the purpose because it gains 0 power at all. And at the same time, it really sucks that your opponent has to add back the other card from the hand, but taking into context that if he doesn't, you can just spam this skill and your opponent will just die. So yeah, I understand why Bushu actually implement this, but it's still, I feel that it's still pretty bad for the clan. I mean, it could be reworked in a better way, maybe Counter Blast 1 instead of Soul, because this deck really requires a lot of soul charging and all that. Moving on to yeah, that's basically it, I think. Moving on to any other Nubatama cards. Alright, Nubatama rares and commons. So the 2 rares in which I think are pretty okay. This is fine, I would say, in premium but not in standard. This, I said before, it doesn't tie well with anything at all, especially Mangatsu Storm. You need a Soul Blast, a grade 3. Maybe with Jamnyo Kongo and what's it called? Kujikiri Kongo, it might tie well, but at the same time, in standard, with this card having no Imaginary Gift Protect, riding it would just absolutely suck dick, so I've tested that out. This, you don't really need counter charge. I feel that you still run, what's that guy's name called? You still run, shit, what's the guy's name? The rare in BTO3. Yeah, Sakura Fubuki, sorry, this started because you would want to filter your deck really fast for your combos, pieces. So yes, that's one of the reasons why I think that this counter charger is absolutely useless. But I still have hopes. We still have a few more rares and commons to go. so far 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Gojo VR has been revealed. So we have 4 additional cards. Let's make the 3 additional cards because Nubatama will be receiving Tamagane as a triple rare most likely. So 3 more cards is probably going to be either new triggers or maybe a starter. So that's basically most of the cards actually revealed for the clan. So yeah, that's about it for what I think of the new VR Jammu Congo. I don't think that it's really strong in standard because you don't gain additional power unless Tamagane really gives your rear guards the additional power that it really needs to push through the opponent's defenses, even though they have 4 cards in hand. But other than that, it is a decent card in premium, and Nubatama still suffers the early game rush in terms of grade 2 because you don't have any pluses such as Bermuda, which is retarded because you can just list Lloyd and just call a free unit from the top of your deck, compared to Nubatama having a high cost of combat so on draw 1 and plus 6k, so it's pretty shit in a sense. But yeah, I'll make a new video on Tamagane once it comes out, probably in this week. This week on Tuesday stream, we are expected to have GP's VR most likely, or Narukami's VR, because we only left about 1 to 2 weeks before the new booster is set. And I'll probably post a stream on me opening the cartons as well. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys liked it. Leave your comments below. What do you think Jammu Congo, whether it's good or bad, your views on it. I've seen a lot of people say it's really good, but after playtesting, as I said before, it's pretty meh in terms of against some decks. But other decks, I would say that it shines. But obviously now you're still facing the problem of having a power creep in terms of hitting your opponents for very big numbers. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. This is ShiHai, and I'm out. Peace.